did. Caleb Williams, first game of his career. He went 14 for 29, 93 yards passing, no touchdown, no interceptions. He got sacked twice. This is what I say about Caleb. I know a lot of people. I saw a lot of jokes. Caleb got a lot of haters on the internet, which is fine. I never had a quarterback who people actually legitimately hated. Outside of Bears fans hating their quarterback because they stink. Speaking of that most hated Bears quarterback, I was on the elevator with Jay Cutler yesterday, which was very, very funny. Jay was in there. First of all, it was typical Jay Cutler. People saying hi to him. He just like, "What's up?" It was an elevator. He had 5 women with him. I don't know if they were like his. I don't know who they were, but he had 5 very drunk white women with him. But it was alumni day, so it was a lot of everybody rolled everybody out yesterday. But Caleb. I'm not worried. I'm not worried whatsoever. I'm not going to sit up here and say he had a good game. No, he had a bad game. We're going to call it like it was a bad game. But I thought he was nervous from what I saw, from the way his body language was after the game. He definitely was not excited, not happy about the law. I'm happy about his numbers. And he said Jay Cutler got the whole. He might. It was 5 women with him.
They don't call him Cuddy for no reason,
right? But so it kind of felt like he was happy for the win and happy that the defense bailed him out, and that's something you see that this defense has belief in Caleb. When Caleb was being interviewed by Christina Pink, you had Jalen Johnson coming right behind him. He said, "We got your back, 1-8," and Tyrese Stevenson said the same thing. And Kevin Byard even said in the post game, like, look, there's gonna be some games y'all bail us out, and there's some games we gonna bail y'all out. That's part of having a team. But I feel like he was nervous, which is funny because on Hard Knocks he said that he don't get nervous when he was at the preseason game, which the vibes are completely different in the regular season. And I think he was a little bit too hyped up because there was a throw, DeAndre Carter throw, which he overthrew. He overthrew a couple people that could have been for real big gains. But I think if he hits on that DeAndre Carter throw, and if Keenan Allen actually remembered to catch in the end zone, which is a gimme, he catches that 9 times out of 10, which is the most Bear shit ever. Keenan Allen, who I don't know if this nigga even had a drop last year, dropped a gimme in end zone. We're having a different conversation. So I think there's going to be some things that he's going to be much better at this week. But it was definitely a rocky start. He looked like he wasn't. It felt like the moment was a little bit big for him a little bit, and that's normal. He's a rookie, and I do think for the most part, I've seen Bears fans pretty sane when it comes to this particular topic. I haven't seen too many losing their mind about it. But I think it's going to take a while. I think it's going to take probably the first month, I believe, to get all the kinks out. But I saw the problems there, too. You also saw the reasons why people are so high up on him and why he's special. But I'm not worried at all. It was a bad performance, but I'm interested to see how it's going to be next week. Mikey, what did you think about Caleb's performance last night?
First off, my lesson to all words of advice to all incoming rookies. Just shut the fuck up until you play. Justin Fields had this habit, or he did the same thing his rookie year. He said, "Oh, the speed of the game is not."
Yeah, Joe set him up.
Joe set him up. Caleb saying he's not nervous. Just these are grown men that get paid millions of dollars on the other side too, and they're coming. They're coming after you to kind of prove a point and welcome you. It's orientation to welcome you to the league. So. Just be quiet, play the game. But that's just for all rookies, not just Caleb. As far as his performance on the field, I agree. You could see that his feet were kind of his footwork was a little kind of like scattery. There were some balls. I felt like he was trying to overthrow the ball, like put a little bit more zip on it than that needed to be. That ball that bounced off and that Rome went up and he threw that shit like 110 miles per hour. There was one where he skipped, had a wide open wide receiver, and he skipped it. He bounced it. So I just think he was a little bit nervous. I also think the pressure that he felt from the interior, from T'Vondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons, I think it really affected him. Early on in the game, you see that the game is faster. You see that there's 330-pound men that will get to you quicker than some safeties will. I think all of that was just an adjustment. But what I did like Like let's just be real. I hate to do it, and I think we'll probably do it for a year, and then we'll stop with the Justin Fields shit. But that is a game that we 100% lose last year and the last 2 years.
Yeah.
The fact that we can say that at least he didn't turn the ball over and we didn't lose because of him, it's a win. It's a win. You have to kind of find the small wins. It's a win in that part. He was poised. He still was engaged. You see him on the sidelines on the TV cut on Fox, hype after the Stevenson interception. He was there with his guys. His guys backed him up. Let's be real. It's the first time that Caleb has played a game where he wasn't the reason that they won and that the defense actually picked him up. Yeah. So there's a learning curve there. I think that he'll be fine. That is the absolute worst, that I think we're going to see him. There's no way that it can get any bad than that. And just to kind of give you just a little, statistics on rookie quarterback debut stats, it's not just a Caleb Williams thing. If you watched all Sunday, it was a Bo Nix thing. It was a Jaden Daniels thing for the most part, outside of the 2 rushing touchdowns. But including yesterday, the last 30 rookie quarterbacks to debut in the NFL are combined 5 for 24 and 1. Go back to Andrew Luck, his very first start, 3 picks and a loss to the Bears. Trevor Lawrence was 28 for 51 with 3 picks in his first game in a loss. CJ Stroud last year was 28 for 44 with 0 TDs, 0 picks, but he was sacked 5 times in a loss. So this is just par for the course with rookie quarterbacks. I think this just goes into, kind of the era that we live and everything being so magnified with, social media and everybody being able to have a platform to speak on it. But this is what the NFL has been for rookie quarterbacks making their debut over the last 30 games. So the sky's the limit. He's going to get better. I think you still saw flashes of what he can do. I loved how I wanted more of it as the offense was stuttering, but I wanted him to utilize his legs a little bit more. And he did that, towards the end of the game, picking up a key first down. I think it was on 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7 to let Cairo Santos go ahead and get that field goal. So I think he's going to get better. And, I think Bears fans need to understand, the Bears fans that don't have a personal vendetta against him, I think they just need to kind of understand that there's going to be the trials and tribulations with him and kind of block out that outside noise of everybody trying to troll on him because he's going to get better. You can still see the flashes of him.
Yeah, and I think, I know, shout out to Tiff. She told me she was at the game and there was somebody in a Justin Fields Steelers jersey who was just hating the entire game. Like, my nigga, what you doing here? Like, people like that, I don't understand.
Yeah, if you were already coming after him after yesterday, then you've already had it predetermined in your mind that you're just not fucking with Shorty. So like, let's be real. People want to bring up CJ Stroud, but they don't remember what his week 1 looked like last year. People don't remember that his very first possession, I think the third throw that he had in his first preseason game was a pick 6. So it comes with it. First time or new OC, obviously, for the Bears with this personnel. Got some new players on the offensive line, new skill position players, and you got a new quarterback. So this is what happens.
Dante, what do you feel about Caleb's performance, how you viewed it, and how you feel about it going forward?
Like I said, I just felt like he was just anxious. I'll still stall him out, but I don't get nervous. But I think he definitely was anxious. His feet were moving a lot in the pocket. Like I said, when the sack, when you lose 19 yards, that's something you just can't do in the NFL. This is not, the Pac-12 anymore, where you could just shake off one guy. I know we saw him do it once in the preseason, but this is going to be a different ball game going against ones all game. So overall, I think I'd give him like a C. Like I said, I think a lot of those passes that he was skipping, that he was just firing. Mikey made a very good point. I think he was just trying to throw the ball too hard. Like, you could hear the ball hitting the receiver's hands. Like, he was throwing rockets, and it's like, bro, that was an 8-yard pass. You don't have to do that. Just fit it in there, let him get the yards, especially because you got guys like I said Keenan, like Moore, who he gets yards after the catch. So, like, just put the ball in his hands, let him go get it, let him get to it, and you don't have to worry about that. But Michael, you gave an interesting stat, and I got another one. Since 1970, Caleb's passer rating of 55.7 is the 11th worst debut amongst all quarterbacks picked number one. But people with some who were worse than him, John Elway, his was a 0. Terry Bradshaw, 19.3. Matthew Stafford, 24.7. Troy Aikman, 40.2. And Eli Manning, 45.1. So, I mean, one bad game at the end of the world. I know a lot of times we look at these number one picks and we will, especially now in our day, we expect them to come out firing, come out just doing their thing. And even with Caleb, you know, we all gave him the benefit of the doubt and expected that. But I think this was a reality check that he really needed, that, you know, it ain't going to be easy. And I really loved everything he said after the game. He said, this isn't the game I wanted, and this won't be what I do. So, you know, just further proof that, you know, he's committed to the work. And the fact that he is an intelligent quarterback, I think he's going to pick up on what happened today, and he's going to grow from it. So, you know, like I said, the overthrow to 11, he'll get that. I see him hitting that pass easily. Keenan doesn't drop that touchdown. You know, it's several plays. Like he also said that if those plays are completed, we're looking at the game completely different. Like it's a completely different conversation being had. And so I think for a week one, like I said, I would give him a C. I think, you know, the sky is still the limit because you saw the flashes, you saw the arm stretch is there, so he can make any throw when he wants to make it. So it's a matter of him getting comfortable and making those throws in the pocket and combining that with his ability to go and, you know, make off-platform throws on the run. That's cool, but I mean, still, one thing we said, not to keep bringing up Justin, but one thing about quarterbacks in general is just, you know, sometimes you got to just take what they give you. Take what's in front of you. You don't have to extend the play. You don't have to do that.
Take the layup.
Yeah, just take the layup, because like a few of those plays, those layups could have easily turned into 8 to 15-yard chunk plays because of the players that we have. So that's, like I said, just let him get comfortable in there. I think we'll see a different player week 2, and in a few weeks we'll look back at this and it'll be a blip on the radar.
I put a lot of that on Shane Waldron too, because I think you have to give Caleb some layup opportunities. I don't think there were many of that. I think when you're struggling, I feel like, kind of short passing game, maybe to the tight ends. The tight ends really weren't utilized that much. I feel like the play calling could have called for some easier completions. We used to see it with Luke Getsy and Justin Fields. Cut half the field and, cut the field in half and get him some quick plays. Quick passes that could get into the hands of DJ Moore that he can go ahead and get open in space. So I think Shane Waldron had an iffy day too,
Yeah, Mikey, I agree. And that's why I wanted to see more Cole Kmet. Like, give him a safety blanket. Like, we know Cole is a very reliable guy. Get him out there, and let him use his body, get in space, and just make a couple catches and give him some small little chunk plays that he can pile up and keep drives going. So we're not getting into those third and longs where, penalties played into that too, but getting into those third and longs where he has to now drop back in the gun or we got to go 5 wide. But Waldron, I agree. That definitely added to it. Waldron and the O-line.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not.